Make the ground shake.
Hey guys, what is going on? My name is Tomagami, and today we are back for another statue tutorial. Today, starting off with kind of a new series, I guess is more of a one-off video. Today we are doing Link from the new Legend of Zelda game, Breath of the Wild. Now, of course, me being me, I am about a week and a half late on this, and it is of course because I had this planned for quite a while, then never got around to it, and then college, and yeah, now we're here a week or two late. So, apologies for that, but hopefully you like the video nevertheless. This is an extremely detailed statue, took me a ton of time to make, so if you do enjoy the video, a like rating on your way out would be very much appreciated. And of course, if I open my inventory, you'll see this is a really crazy build. So it's going to be a relatively long video, so if you want to get comfortable, that would be great. And then we can begin. So yeah, as I mentioned, this was designed by myself, and I also have a Princess Zelda design. So if you want to see that, let me know, and I'll get that video out as soon as possible. Of course, this is based on the Breath of the Wild version of Link, so he is wearing a blue suit. Before anyone goes down into comments and says, why is he wearing a blue suit? He's not wearing green like in previous games, he is wearing blue. So again, if you don't believe me, Google it. But of course, if you've played the game, which I haven't actually been lucky enough to get hold of a Switch yet. I bought a Wii U, and it didn't go too well, so I'm going to hold off, see how things go, but let me know if you have a Switch down below in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking about, but of course I've heard it's really good, so I'll consider it in the near future, but for now I'm going to hold off. Anyways, with that little bit of discussion over, we're going to move on to the actual build, and most importantly, the blocks you're going to need to build it. So you're going to need spruce planks, oak wood, acacia planks, smooth red sandstone, smooth sandstone, birch planks, light blue wool, cyan wool, white clay, brown wool, spruce wood, yellow wool, gold, blue clay, light blue clay, blue wool, lapis block, grey wool, light grey clay, red wool, orange wool, white wool, quartz, lime clay, stone, spruce wood slab, and oak wood slabs. As you can see, a lot of materials. So I'm going to pause here, let you guys grab them blocks into your inventory, and then we can go straight into building. Okie dokie. So just like normal, this statue is of course the traditional dimensions of a skin statue. There is a bunch of 3D effects, and there's a few things you could add to make it a bit more interesting, such as a sword and a shield, and I'll discuss that nearer the end of the video. But again, this is going to be a relatively long video, so get yourselves nice and comfortable. So what we're going to do is we're going to build up layer by layer, left to right, and we're going to start off with the legs. So we'll build the front side, we'll build the front side of the body, front side of each arm, and then we'll work on the side. So that's how things are going to roll. Okie dokie, so find your area. What we're going to do is start off by building the first layer, which again, we're building the legs first, which is 12 tall, and 8 wide. So each layer is of course 8 wide. The first layer starts off with one of our lovely oak planks here. To the right of this, we're going to place 2 spruce planks, 1 oak wood, 1 oak plank, 2 spruce planks, and 1 oak wood. Now the thing about the oak wood, make sure it's the side texture that you can see and not the texture that looks like this, because that looks frankly not too good. So we want it upright facing like so. And that is the first layer. Again, after every layer I'll give you guys an opportunity to pause if you want to do so. And if you're wondering why I'm kind of whispering a bit, it is of course because it's 2 AM, because what other time would I be recording this video? So the second layer now, again going from left to right, is 1 spruce plank, 2 oak wood or oak planks, 2 spruce plank, 2 oak plank, and 1 spruce plank. And again, that is the second layer. The third layer is 8 spruce planks, so nice and simple. Again, that is the third layer. The fourth layer, we're going to do 1 oak log, 2 spruce planks, 2 oak log, 2 spruce planks, and 1 oak log. Again, that is the fourth layer. For the fifth layer, we're starting to work into the top of the boots now. So this is the boots. We're working into the top / the lower part of the legs. So we're going to do 1 acacia plank, 2 spruce planks, 2 smooth red sandstone, 2 spruce planks, and 1 acacia. And again, that is the fifth layer. So almost halfway there. For the sixth layer, which is halfway there, we're going to do 1 acacia plank, 6 smooth red sandstone, and 1 acacia plank. And again, that is our sixth layer. For our 7th layer, we're going to do something very similar. This time, instead of using acacia, we're going to use birch planks, and instead of red smooth sandstone, we're using normal smooth sandstone. So we do 1 birch plank, 6 smooth sandstone, and 1 birch plank, and that is our 7th layer. For our 8th layer, we're going to do 1 smooth sandstone, 2 birch planks, 2 smooth sandstone, 2 birch planks, and 1 smooth sandstone. And again, that is our 8th layer. For our 9th layer, very, very simple. Just 8 smooth sandstone. So that goes all the way across. Again, that is our 9th layer. Our 10th and 11th layers, very, very simple. 8 birch planks. So 2 layers of nothing but birch planks. So that is our 10th and 11th layer. And then our 12th and final layer is 2 cyan wool, 4 light blue wool, and 2 cyan wool. And once you've done that, you should have something that looks like this. That is a 12 tall by 8 wide area, and that is the front side of the legs. But it isn't, because we have some 3D effects, and that's what we're going to add right now. So for the 3D effects, we're going to come to the area that's relatively orange, i.e. the acacia planks and the red smooth sandstone. On the left side, we're going to bring the acacia planks forwards, and we do the exact same on the right side. Now, if you guess we're going to do the exact same with the smooth red sandstone, you'd be correct. So you'll have something that looks like this. Essentially, all you're doing is bringing it forwards a layer to make that 3D. And the reason we're doing that is because it's the top of the boots, so it's going to be standing out a bit over the trousers. So hopefully that makes sense. And again, it just adds a little bit more detail to the overall build. So that is the front side of the legs. Again, if you want to pause, you are more than welcome to do so. I'm going to get rid of my arm just in case, and so you can have a better view. There we go. So as I said, this is 12 tall, 8 wide, and has 1 3D layer. Okie dokie, so let me grab my arm back, and we're going to start working on the body. What we're going to do is get rid of all these materials on our hotbar, minus the blues, and then we're going to chuck all the blues from here onto our hotbar. So we want our lapis, blue wool, light blue, blue, cyan, light blue. Also grab yourselves your oak, your spruce, and then your yellow and gold. Of course, you won't have quite enough room, so we'll just work from here. Anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to start directly above the cyan wool right here by placing 1 lapis. On the right side, exact same, 1 block of lapis. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to grab ourselves our white clay, and we're going to go 1 to left from the lapis using white clay. We're then going to extend it 1 to left again using brown wool, 1 spruce plank, and 1 white clay. So 4 blocks to left. It goes white, brown, spruce, white. On the right side, we do the exact same. So we go white, brown, spruce, white. So 4 blocks to the right, and that is essentially the bottom of the left hand and the bottom of the right hand. Now, each arm is 12 by 4. We're not going to worry about that for now. We'll come back to that later on in the video. That's just marking it out, and essentially that just makes our life a tad easier later on in the video. But for now, we're going to continue with the body. So pretend we didn't do this. We're going to keep this and ignore it. Continuing now. To the right of this lapis, we're going to place 1 blue wool, 1 light blue clay, 2 light blue wool, 1 light blue clay, and 1 blue wool. This is the first layer of the body. So this is the 13th layer of the build, first layer of the body, and it consists of 1 lapis, blue wool, light blue, 2 light blue wool, light blue, blue, and lapis. For our second layer, again keeping a nice pace, we're going to do 1 blue wool, 1 cyan, 4 light blue wool, 1 cyan, and 1 blue wool. And that is again our second layer of the body. And again, if you want to pause after every single layer, then you are more than welcome to do so. For the next layer, you're going to need your woods. So you're going to need your oak wood and your spruce wood. We're going to start off on the left side by placing 1 spruce, 2 oak, leave a 2 block gap, and then place 2 oak, 1 spruce. Now, what are we going to place in this gap? Of course, it's a belt, so we're going to use our gold and our yellow wool. On the left side, we place 1 yellow. On the right side, we place 1 gold. It's as simple as that. Now, of course, again, we will be adding some more 3D effects later on around the body, but this is just the basic colouring. Okie dokie, so that is the third layer. Starting off with the fourth layer, we're going to do 1 blue wool, 1 blue clay, 1 light blue wool, 2 cyan, 1 light blue, 1 blue clay, and 1 blue wool. And again, that is the 4th layer of the body. For the 5th layer, we're going to do 3 blue wool, 2 light blue clay, and 3 blue wool. And again, that is the 5th layer of the body. For the 6th layer, the halfway mark, we're going to do 1 lapis, 1 blue wool, 1 cyan, 2 light blue wool, 1 cyan, 1 blue wool, and 1 lapis. And again, that is the 6th layer. For the 7th layer, we're going to do 1 blue wool, 1 cyan, 4 light blue clay, 1 cyan, and 1 blue wool. For the next layer, which is the 8th layer, if I believe I have counted correctly, we're going to do 1 cyan, 1 light blue wool, 1 blue wool, 3 lapis, 1 light blue wool, and 1 cyan. And again, I'll just back up so you can see that was indeed the 8th layer. For the 9th layer, we're going to do 1 cyan, 2 light blue wool, 1 blue wool, 1 lapis, 2 light blue, and 1 cyan. And again, that was the 9th layer. Of course, this one here is part of the legs. Don't let that confuse you. This is the layer that starts off with the body. The layer that has, of course, got the arms going to the left and to the right. So that was the 9th layer. For the 10th layer, we're going to do 1 light blue, 2 cyan. We're going to grab ourselves our smooth sandstone, place 2 smooth sandstone, 2 cyan, and 1 light blue wool. And that was the 10th layer. For the 11th layer, we're going to do 1 lapis, 1 smooth sandstone. Going to grab ourselves our birch planks, and we're going to place 4 birch planks, 1 smooth sandstone, and 1 lapis. And that was the 11th layer, second to last. For the final layer, we're going to grab ourselves our white clay. We're going to start off by placing 1 lapis, 6 white clay, and 1 block of lapis. And once you've done that, that is a 12 by 8 area, and that is of course the body. The body so far, should I say, because we will be adding a bunch of 3D effects, if I haven't already made that quite clear. So yeah, that is the body, 12 tall, 8 wide. If you want to pause, you are more than welcome to do so. Please do not feel any way obliged to keep going with the video. Do it at your own pace, that is the best way to do it. Of course, I don't know how fast you want it, the video, so if you want to slow it down, of course there is the option to slow the video down in YouTube now, but I guess the best way is just to pause the video. Anyways, with that said and done, if you are at this point, you have something that looks like this. It should currently be 24 blocks tall, 16 wide, 8 wide if you're not including the arms. Talking of the arms, that's what we're going to work on right now. So, what we're going to do is head over to the left arm. Again, if you haven't already placed this, what you do is you come to the 13th layer of the build, you go 4 blocks to the left, you place 1 white clay, 1 brown wool, 1 spruce plank, 1 white clay. What we're going to do is again clear out the majority of the inventory area. We're going to grab ourselves our brown wool, our spruce planks, our spruce wood, our smooth sandstone, our orange wool, our red wool, our quartz, and our white wool, but of course we can't fit that in, so we'll just maneuver later on. So, of course, the arms are 12 tall, 4 wide. The first layer, as you can see, is already done. The second layer, going from left to right, is simply 4 brown wool. The third layer is 1 spruce log, 3 spruce planks. The fourth layer is 1 red wool, 1 smooth sandstone, 1 red wool, and 1 smooth sandstone. Again, that is the 4th layer. For the 5th layer, we're going to do 1 smooth sandstone, 1 orange wool, 1 smooth sandstone, and 1 red wool. Okie dokie, so that is the 5th layer. For the 6th layer, we're going to do 1 spruce log, 3 spruce planks. So again, very, very similar to the 3rd layer. This is kind of like an armband or a wristband. The next layer, we're going to place 3 white wool and 1 quartz, and again that is the 7th layer. So 3 white wool, 1 block of quartz. For the 8th layer, we're going to place 3 quartz and 1 blue wool, and this is where maneuvering the inventory is going to become a bit more of a pain. So as you can see, 3 quartz, 1 blue wool. The next layer, which is the 9th layer, and again, gets a bit more difficult. We're going to place 1 light blue wool, 1 cyan, and 2 blue wool. And again, just grabbing blocks, there we go. So the next layer, which is the 10th layer, we're going to place 3 light blue clay, 1 blue clay. The 11th layer, we're going to place 1 light blue wool, 2 cyan, and 1 blue. And then the 12th and final layer, we're going to place 2 light blue and 2 blocks of cyan. And once you've done that, that is the left arm, or the front side of the left arm, complete. If you want to pause, again, I really do recommend you do. Pause, take a good look at it, and then we can continue. Okie dokie. So, normally, at this point in the video, I would say the right arm is the exact same mirrored. Now, there's a lot that is the same. However, the lower half, up to essentially this part right here, is slightly different. So I'm going to run you guys through it. I don't advise you skip through, but of course, if you do, proceed at your own risk. Anyways, so, just like before, we come to the 13th layer of the build. We go 4 blocks out to the right, that goes white, brown, spruce white. The next layer consists of 4 brown wool, so nice and simple. The next layer, we're going to need our smooth sandstone, our red wool, and our orange wool. So we're going to start off by placing a layer of 4 smooth sandstone. That's our 3rd layer. Our 4th layer, we're going to place 1 smooth sandstone, 1 red wool, 1 smooth sandstone, 1 orange wool. The next layer, we're going to place 1 red wool, 1 smooth sandstone, 1 orange wool, 1 smooth sandstone. And again, that is our 5th layer. For our 6th layer, we're going to place 4 smooth sandstone just to cap it off. And then once you've done that, that is pretty much the only differences. From here on out, it is the exact same, just mirrored. So, what we're going to do is again, grab our white wool and our quartz. We're going to start off our next layer, which is our 7th layer, by placing 1 quartz, 3 white wool. The next layer is 1 blue wool, 3 quartz. And again, that is our 8th layer. For our 9th layer, we're going to place, if I can get the blocks into my inventory, that is, we're going to place 2 blue wool, 1 cyan wool, 1 light blue wool. The next layer, again, inventory management, we're going to place 1 blue clay and 3 light blue clay, so that is the 10th layer. For the 11th layer, we're going to place 1 blue wool, 2 cyan wool, 1 light blue wool, and then for the 12th layer, we're going to place 2 cyan, 2 light blue. And once you've done that, you should have something that looks like this. It's starting to look ever so more complete. So, what you can see in front of your eyes right now, if you're looking at the screen, of course, is a 12x8 area for the body, a 12x4 on the left, and a 12x4 on the right. Left arm, right arm, body. However, we're missing the 3D effects, and these are going to make it look really, really cool, or at least in my opinion, really, really cool. So, what we're going to do, we're going to grab ourselves our spruce logs, our oak logs, our oak planks, our spruce planks. We're also going to grab ourselves some brown wool, and our lime clay. Clear everything off your inventory. Apart from that, you should be good, and let's begin. So what we're going to start off by doing, and in fact I'm going to need my yellow wool and gold for this, is we're going to bring the belt forwards a layer. So come to the belt and basically mimic exactly what you've done, but just make it 3D. So we start off on the left, it's on the 3rd layer of the body, we go spruce log, oak log, yellow wool, gold, oak log, spruce log. Now what you may have seen me just doing there, because of course if you place a log like this, won't work. You need to place a block underneath and then place it on top so you get the upright one. You don't want it looking like this because as you see, it doesn't look quite as good. It looks nowhere near as good. So you want to make sure it's upwards facing. There's 2 ways you can do it. Either place it like that, so 1 below and 1 on top, or if you get really, really lucky, you can get a decent angle and it will work sometimes. Easiest way is just to place a block underneath and place them upright like this. So that is step number 1. Stage number 2, we've gone from steps to stages now because why knows. we're going to come to the right side, and we're going to come to the spruce log here. We're going to go up one and up twice, so to this block of blue wall. In front of this, we're going to place as a 3D effect one spruce plank. From here, we go two to the left using oak planks, up diagonal using a spruce plank, and to the left using an oak plank. So of course, again, this is what it looks like so far. There should be a 1 block gap in between here and the belt. From this oak plank here, we're going to go up diagonal to the left again using lime clay, and this is going to be our center point. So we're going to go down to the left and up to the left. Going down first, we're going to go down diagonal to the left using spruce planks, and to the left of that, we're going to place one brown wall. This is what it's looking like so far. Again, if you want to pause, you are more than welcome to do so. Okie dokie, so going up now, what we're going to do is from the lime clay here, we're going to go up diagonal to the left using spruce planks, go up one, up diagonal to the left, and up two using brown wool. This is of course like all the straps and belts on him, as well as of course his main belt. Now the other thing we're going to add is of course the detail on the side, which is the little thing he has on his wrist. I believe it's so like when he's using a bow, it means he can pull the string back. And I believe that's what it is, at least. I'm not 100% sure. But we're going to be building this on the left side. So what we do is we come to the bottom left corner of the arm. We're going to go up to the fourth layer. On top of the red wall here, we're going to place a spruce plank. On top of that, a brown wall. And on top of that, a oak plank. That's all we're going to do for now, because the rest relies on the sides being complete, which of course are not right now. So once you've got something that looks like this, you are complete at this current stage. And you're good to go to move on. If you're not, I'll back up. Feel free to take a second to pause here, try and mimic what you see on the screen, and then move on. If you have any issues with the video, let me know down in the comments below, and I'll try and help you on a more personalised basis. But again, bear in mind I am one person, so if I don't reply immediately, it's probably either YouTube's broken or I haven't seen your message. Anyways, with that said and done, we're now ready to move on to the sides of the legs. So what we're going to do is come to the bottom left corner. We're going to come around to the left side from this oak plank here, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3 to the left using spruce planks. Now what you may have noticed, or may not have noticed, is the side of the legs is 12 tall and 4 wide. This layer here is the fourth layer of the legs. So all we're going to do is go 1, 2, 3, and this fourth layer is already done. So that means if we place 3 blocks per layer, plus one that's already done, that gives us our 12 by 4. Perfect, nice and simple. So, starting off on the bottom layer, we've got 3 spruce planks. The second layer is the exact same, 3 spruce planks. The third layer is 1 oak plank, 2 spruce. On top of this, we're going to place a layer of 3 oak logs, and again, make sure they're upright. The next layer, which is the fifth layer, we're going to place 3 oak logs. On top of this, we're going to need ourselves our acacia planks. So we place 3 acacia planks. Then we're going to need our smooth sandstone and our birch planks. For the next layer, we're going to place 3 smooth sandstone. So that is the 7th layer. For the 8th layer, we place 2 birch planks, 1 smooth sandstone. For the next layer, we're going to place 3 smooth sandstone. On top of this, we place 1 birch plank, 2 smooth sandstone. And we repeat this again. 1 birch plank, 2 smooth sandstone. That is the 11th layer. For the 12th and final layer, we're going to grab ourselves our cyan wool. We're going to place 1 cyan wool, 2 birch planks, and it should meet up with the cyan wool right here. And once you've done that, you have a 12 by 4. And this is the left side of the leg at the moment. Of course, we're going to add a 3D effect. We can't have the boots being 3D at the front and not the side. So what we do in line with the boots here, we come to the 5th layer, and starting from the left side, we're going to place a row of 4 acacia planks, again as a 3D effect. What we're then going to do is on top of this, from the left, place 2 smooth red sandstone and 2 acacia planks. As you can see, it's a 3D effect, it meets in the corner, there'll be a gap right here, just so it doesn't look bulky, and that is the left side of his leg. Head on looks like this, again it is 12 by 4. A 4x2 area of 3D effects, and that is what it looks like from the corner angle. Now the good news is, the right side is the exact same. So, if you want to copy it over, feel free to do so. However, just like normal, I'm going to go for it just in case there are people that want me to. which in majority there probably is. Okie dokie, so come around to the right side. What you're going to do, instead of it being an oak plank this time, say oak log, we're going to go 1, 2, 3 to the right. And just like before, it is indeed a 12 by 4. Fourth layer already done, so we're placing 3 blocks per layer. So the second layer is 3 spruce planks. The third layer is 2 spruce planks, 1 oak plank. The fourth layer, we're going to place 3 oak logs. The fourth layer, again, 3 oak logs. For the next layer, we're going to place 3 acacia planks. Again, that is the 6th layer. For the 7th layer, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves our smooth sandstone. And not drop that. We're going to place 3 smooth sandstone. On top of this, we're going to place 1 smooth sandstone, 2 birch. Again, keep on backing up just in case you guys want to pause and catch up. The next layer we're going to place is 3 smooth sandstone again. Now, just like before, the next 2 layers is 2 smooth sandstone, 1 birch plank, and again, 2 smooth sandstone, 1 birch plank. And that brings us to the final layer, which is 2 birch planks and 1 cyan wool. Just like before, looks like this. It is indeed a 12 by 4. And then we're going to add some 3D effects for the boot. So we come to the 5th layer on the left side. On the bottom layer, the 5th layer, we place a row of 4 acacia planks. And on the layer on top of that, the 6th layer, we place 2 acacia planks and 2 smooth red sandstone. Again, head on looks something like this, and from a corner angle like this. Okie dokie. So, with that said and done, we now have a nice, more realistic set of legs. Of course, we're going to finish off the rear side later on in the video, but until then, we're going to start working on the sides of the arms. So, moving on, now what we're going to do is start making some progress on the side of the arms. Now, the way we're going to do this is we're going to start off by building a platform on the rear side. So we're going to head around to the rear side of the statue and come to the bottom side of the hand. We're going to start on this side first. So this is the right side if you're looking at it from the rear side, or the back of the left arm. 2 ways you can look at it, I guess. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off at this block right here, which should be the white stained clay. So this is on the left hand side. Behind this, what we're going to do, and we're going to repeat it the exact same for all the layers, is bring it back 3 blocks. However, the blocks do differ per layer. So, for the first layer, which is this white clay, we're going to bring it back 1 using spruce planks and then 2 brown wool. For the next layer, which is this brown wool, we're going to bring it back 2 brown wool. And then we're going to grab ourselves a white stained clay, and we're going to place 1 white clay. So far, as you can see, we're halfway there. It should look like this from below. For the next layer, behind this spruce plank, we're going to place 1 brown wool, 1 spruce plank, and 1 brown wool. And then behind the final layer, we're going to place 1 brown wool, 1 spruce plank, and 1 white clay. Now, if you go back around to the front side and look at it from underneath, it should look something like this. Essentially, that's a combination of his hands, the gloves, and yeah, it's just a bit of a mix-up and just a little bit of a pattern to make it a bit more interesting than if you just made the bottom plain white clay. So this is the bottom of the left hand. And essentially, once you've done that, you can start working on the sides of the arms. However, we're going to go around to the right side now and do the exact same, because it is indeed the exact same pattern. So, what we do is we come around to the rear side again. Starting on the right side, so side nearest to the body, we've got the white clay. Behind this, just like before, we're going to bring it back 1 spruce, 2 brown wool. The next layer, which is this brown wool, we're going to bring back 2 brown wool and 1 white clay. The third layer, we're going to place 1 brown wool, 1 spruce plank, and 1 brown wool. So that is the third layer, and above it looks like this. And the fourth and final layer, we're going to place 1 brown wool, 1 spruce plank, and 1 white clay. And again, from a front point of view underneath, it should look something like this. It is the exact same as the left side, just with a mirrored pattern, so it's facing the other way. So once you've done that, you'll have, on both sides, a platform we can start building from. That's key, because if we didn't, you'd have holes in the bottom of the hands once we've finished, and that wouldn't look too great. So, coming back round to the left side, we're going to start making some progress on the left side of the arm. Just like the legs, it is 12 tall and 4 wide. However, again, the 4th layer is already done. This is the 4th layer right here, so that makes life slightly more easy. What we're going to do is again build up layer by layer. We've already got the first layer complete, which is 1 white clay, 1 spruce plank, 1 brown wool, and 1 white clay. Going on to the second layer consists of 1 brown wool, 2 spruce planks. The third layer is 3 spruce logs, and again make sure they are facing upright. The next layer, again inventory management is going to be a bit difficult. We're going to need our smooth sandstone and our red wool. We're going to start off by placing 1 smooth sandstone, 1 red wool, and 1 smooth sandstone. And on the next layer we're going to alternate it, so it goes red wool, smooth sandstone, red wool. So first layer, sandstone, red. Second layer, red, sandstone. So as you can see, that is the first 5 layers already complete. For the next layer, we're going to cap it off. We're going to place 3 spruce logs, and again, it's similar to what we did before, just a strip of 3 spruce logs facing upright. Then, just like before, we're going to have to clean up our inventory a bit. The next layer, we're going to place 1 white wool, 2 quartz, and on top of that, we're going to place 3 blocks of quartz. And that is the 8th and 9th layer. Again, inventory management, we're going to need our light blue wool and our light blue clay. For the next layer, which is the 10th layer, we're going to place 3 light blue wool. Or no, that was the 9th layer, I can't count. My bad. That was the 9th layer. This is the 10th layer. We're going to place 1 light blue clay, 2 light blue wool. The 11th layer, we're going to place 1 light blue wool, 2 light blue clay. And then the 12th and final layer, we're going to place 3 light blue wool. And as you can see, that is 12 tall, 4 wide, and that is the left side of the arm complete. Again, apologies, because I clearly couldn't count there. I said that was the 9th and 10th layer, and it is indeed not. But you can see it is indeed 12 tall. So as long as it looks something like this, hopefully that shouldn't be an issue. Anyways, we are going to add a 3D effect. Just like I said, it's going to be like the little part that you wear on your arm when you're using a bow and arrow. So it's going to consist of mainly this area here where the red and sandstone is. So what we're going to do is come to the bottom left corner of the arm. We're going to go up to the 3rd layer and to the 2nd and 3rd block. So these two right here. On the 2nd block, we're going to place a oak log. Again, it's 3D, so we're building it on top of, not into. And to the right of it, we're going to place 1 spruce plank. That is layer number 1. There's 5 layers in total. The 2nd layer, we're going to start off in front of the smooth sandstone by placing 1 oak log. Again, upright. To the right of it, we'll place 1 more, and then to the right of that, 2 spruce planks. And as you can see, this should connect up diagonally with the spruce plank we already placed at the front side. For the next layer, the 3rd layer, we're going to place 1 oak log, 1 oak plank, 1 spruce plank, and 1 oak plank. And again, I'll back up just so you can see whereabouts we are, and that should meet up diagonal with the brown wool. For the next layer, which is the 4th layer, we're going to place 1 oak log, 2 spruce planks, and 1 oak plank. And for the final layer, we're going to leave 1 block, and in front of the 2 quartz, we're going to place 1 spruce plank and 1 oak plank. And once you've done that, it should look something like this. And again, we should have like a U shape underneath where you can see the main arm, and then this is the 3D effect. So it's like a circular oval shape. Once you got that, that is what we're looking for. And then from a side angle, you'll see it will start to look something like this. Again, I'll give you guys an opportunity to pause right here if you want to do so. And then we're going to head around to the right side and do something very, very similar. Okie dokie, so let's move on. Coming around to the right side, again we have this platform here which consists of 1 white clay, 1 brown wool, 1 spruce plank, 1 white clay. Again, we're going left to right on each layer. 4th block, or in this case the 1st block, is already done, so we're placing 3 blocks per layer. Nice and easy. So for the 2nd layer, we're going to place 2 spruce planks, 1 brown wool. For the 3rd layer, and again bear in mind this side is slightly different, so we're going to need our orange, and we're going to need our quartz and white wool. We're going to start off on the 3rd layer by placing 3 smooth sandstone. For the next layer, we're going to place 1 smooth sandstone, 1 orange wool, and 1 smooth sandstone. The next layer, which is the 5th layer, we're going to place orange, sandstone, orange. So as you can see, it alternates from the previous layer. And that was the 5th layer. For the 6th layer, we're going to place 3 smooth sandstone. Again, that is our 6th layer. Our 7th layer, moving into the area with the quartz and the white wool, we're going to place 2 quartz, 1 white wool, and the next layer we're going to place simply 3 blocks of quartz. Again, if you want to pause, good time to do so. I'm trying to give you as many opportunities as possible. For the next 4 layers, or should I say the final 4 layers, just like before, the first layer is 3 light blue wool. The second layer is 2 light blue wool, 1 light blue clay. The 11th layer is 2 light blue clay, 1 light blue wool, and then the 12th layer is 3 light blue wool. So the top half is the exact same, it's just the bottom half has a few variations, and that is the right side of the arm. And again, that is a 12x4. This side doesn't have any 3D effects, but if you want to add some, that's up to you. That'd be cool to see. If you do in any way add any variation to the statue, I'd really like to see it actually. So if you want to tweet me a picture at GummyBearGames, that would be really, really cool, and I can check out how you guys have adapted it, because that's always nice to see. So yeah, currently should be looking something like this. As you can see, we're making really, really good progress. However, to crush the dreams a bit, we're going to come around to the rear side, and you'll see not so much progress around here. So, we're going to change that. We're going to start off by building the rear side of the legs, and the good news is, again, just like before, it is a 12x8, so 12 tall, 8 wide. However, left side and right side already got a pillar on each side, which means we're only placing 6 blocks, because 2 are already done, and 6 plus 2 equals 8. My math skills are on point. So, we're going to come to the bottom left corner, and essentially, as I said, we're placing 6 blocks per layer. We're going to work our way up to the top. So the first block is going to be, of course, spruce plank. Second block, we're going to place 1 oak plank, 1 oak log, 2 spruce planks, 1 oak log, and 1 oak plank. And that is the first layer. For the second layer, we're going to place 2 oak planks, 2 spruce planks, 2 oak planks. Again, that is our second layer. For our third layer, we're going to place 1 oak plank, 4 spruce planks, 1 oak. The next layer, we're going to place simply 6 spruce planks. And on top of that, we're going to cap it off with 6 oak logs. So that is our fourth and fifth layer. Now, just in case it couldn't get any easier, it does, because the rear side of the legs is very, very simple. We're going to grab ourselves our smooth sandstone, our birch planks, and our acacia planks. The next layer we're going to do simply 6 acacia planks. So at this point, every single layer is 6. So on top of that, we're going to place 6 smooth sandstone. On top of that, we're going to place 6 birch planks. On top of that, 6 smooth sandstone. And on top of that, 2 layers of 6 birch planks. And that will bring you up to the 11th layer. And as you can see, it's relatively plain. So, as you can see, nice and simple, easy to build, but is still effective. Okie dokie, so that leaves us with our final layer, which we're going to need to grab our light blue wool and our cyan wool. We're going to start off next to cyan wool by placing 1 more cyan wool, 4 light blue wool, and 1 cyan wool. And once you've done that, you have a 12x8 area, and this is the basic shape. However, just like before, on the front sides and the left and right side, we're going to grab ourselves our smooth red sandstone and our acacia planks. We come up to the 5th layer on the left, and we're going to start off by placing 3 smooth red sandstone, 2 acacia planks, 3 smooth red sandstone, and above that we're going to place 2 acacia planks, 4 smooth red sandstone, and 2 acacia planks. And again, that's just part of the boots slash ankles, and again, that's just a consistent 3D effect we've got going around the whole body. If you don't want to add that, that's more than cool. You can take it away. Personally, I feel like it just gives it a bit more shape and a bit more character to the actual legs. Otherwise, they'd be relatively plain. Okie dokie, so that is the rear side of the legs complete. Again, 12 tall, 8 wide, has the little 3D effect there. And now what we can do is move promptly onto the rear side of the body. Okie dokie, so just like before, we're going to chuck out the majority of our woods. We're going to drag in all our different variations of blue, because that's the majority of the colours we're going to need. We'll also need our oak logs, and that is pretty much it. So what we're going to do is right next to this brown wool, of course this is the first layer of the body, we're going to start off by placing 2 cyan wool, 4 blue wool, and 2 cyan wool. Now I do want to give you the heads up, the rear side of the body is extremely plain. And that's because we're going to be doing a lot of 3D effects on top of it in the form of a shield. So that's why it's going to be very, very simple to build, but will come across relatively plain. Okie dokie, so the second layer of the body, we're going to place 2 light blue clay, 4 lapis, and 2 light blue clay. And on top of this, for the third layer, we're going to place a row of 8 oak logs. Again, all facing upright. So, on top of this is going to be the plain area I was just mentioning. We're going to do 7 layers of 8 blue wool. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So 7 layers of 8 blue wool, so 7 tall, 8 wide, and that brings us up to the 10th layer. So we've got the first layer, which is this one here, second layer, this one here, the third layer of oak logs, and then 7 layers of blue wool. On top of this, for our 11th layer, we're going to place 1 blue wool, 1 light blue clay, 4 cyan wool, 1 light blue clay, and 1 blue wool. And for our final layer, the 12th layer, we're going to place 1 light blue wool, 6 cyan wool, and 1 light blue wool. And that is the rear side of the body. Now, of course, as I said, we're going to be adding a shield. So it's going to cover the majority of this and will make it look a lot more interesting. But before we go ahead and add that, we're going to fill in the rear side of each arm. So we're going to start off on the left side here, the rear side of the right arm. And we're going to start off at the bottom. Again, same logic applies as what we've been doing with the legs. It is indeed 12 tall, 4 wide. 4th layer, or in this case first, is already done. So we're only placing 3 per layer, and it's nice and simple. Just like before, you're also going to need to grab the majority of your browns. So you need your brown wool, your oak wood. We'll grab ourselves our smooth sandstone, our orange wool, our red wool, our white wool, our quartz, and then we'll worry about the rest in a second. So we're going to start off, we got the first layer, which is 1 white clay, 1 brown wool, 1 white clay, 1 brown wool. The second layer we're going to place is 1 brown wool, 1 oak log, and then we're going to need our spruce plank. So we place 1 spruce plank. The third layer we're going to place is simply 3 smooth sandstone. 4th layer we're going to place is 1 orange wool, 1 smooth sandstone, 1 red wool. And that is again our 4th layer. For our 5th layer, we're going to place 1 smooth sandstone, 1 orange wool, and 1 smooth sandstone. And that is our 5th layer. Again, if you want to pause, take the opportunity to do so. Not going to rush you guys. The next layer, which is the 6th layer, we're going to place 3 smooth sandstone. On top of this, for our 7th layer, we're going to place 2 white wool, 1 quartz. And the layer on top of this, we're going to place 2 quartz, and then we're going to grab ourselves a block of lapis and smack that right there. Then what we're going to do is grab ourselves our blue wool, or let me grab the, cyan wool, light blue wool, light blue clay. That'll be the blocks we'll need for now. So for the next layer, we're going to place 1 cyan wool, 2 lapis. On top of this, we are going to place 2 light blue clay and 1 blue clay. Again, that is our 10th layer. For our 11th layer, we place 2 cyan wool, 1 lapis, and for our 12th and final layer, we place 1 light blue wool and 2 cyan wool. And from the rear side, it should look something like this. That is, again, a 12 by 4, and we can now move on to the rear side of the left arm. So again, I'll give you guys an opportunity to pause. I feel like I'm saying that an absolute ton, but I really, really want to emphasize, if I can get my words out, that I really want you guys to take it slow and not rush, because that's where mistakes happen. Anyways, moving swiftly along to the other side, of course, we've got the first layer already done, so that's 1 brown wool, 1 white clay, 1 brown wool, 1 white clay. The second layer we're going to place is 1 spruce plank, 1 oak log, and 1 brown wool. So that is our second layer. For our third layer, again, because this side's slightly different, we're going to place 3 spruce logs on upwards facing positions. On top of this, we're going to grab ourselves our red wool and our orange wool, as well as our smooth sandstone. And we're going to start off by placing 1 red wool, 1 smooth sandstone, and 1 orange wool. And that will meet up nicely with the smooth sandstone right here. For the next layer, which is the 5th layer, we're going to alternate this. So we go smooth sandstone, orange wool, smooth sandstone. For the next layer, again, inventory management, we're going to place 2 spruce planks, if I can find it. There we go. 2 spruce planks and 1 spruce log. Then we're going to need our white wool and our quartz for the next layer. So we place 1 quartz, 2 white wool. Again, that is the 7th layer. For the 8th layer, we place 1 lapis and 2 quartz. For the next layer, which is the 9th layer, we're going to place 2 lapis, 1 cyan wool. Then we're going to grab ourselves our blue clay. We're going to place 1 blue clay, 2 light blue clay. For the 11th layer, we place 1 lapis, 2 cyan. And then for the 12th layer, we place 2 cyan and 1 light blue wool. And once you've done that, that is the rear side of the arms complete. Now, just like before, on this side, we're going to add a 3D effect and we're going to add the shield. So let's add the arm effect first, get that out of the way. So the materials you're going to need for this, you're going to need your oak logs and a spruce plank. We come to the bottom right corner of this arm, and we're going to come up to the 4th block on the right side, and on this block we're going to place 1 spruce plank. Again, this is a 3D effect. On top of this, we're going to place 2 oak logs, and that's as simple as that. As you can see, it just curves around the side, and you have the same effect as you have on the front side, where it connects to the front of his arm. If you want to play around with that a bit more and add a bit more detail, that's cool. You can do that if you choose, but I'm going to leave it there because, as I said, I feel like sometimes it's best not to add detail for the sake of adding detail. Okie dokie. So that leaves us now with the shield. Now the shield, I'm going to do the layer by layer. It's a bit more difficult, so it might take a second or two. But the main materials you're going to need are all the different woods. So if you grab them, you'll need your spruce planks, your oak logs, your spruce logs. Also grab yourselves your acacia planks, some stone, and some light grey wool and some grey wool. So these are the main materials you're going to need. Okie dokie, so we come to the middle area here. We're going to come to the bottom left corner of the upper body, and we come up to the 2nd layer to the 3rd block. So essentially we have this row here of 4 lapis. What we're going to do is we're going to place a spruce log on the 2nd block of the 2nd layer. We then come around to the side and we're going to extend it 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right and punch out the original block. Now you may be questioning, why have I built this sideways? And the reason behind that is because it matches then the sides here. Now the reason we've done that is because it matches the top, and I'll explain in a second why that is. So you don't want it like this, as you can see. You don't want it like what we've been doing before, upright. You want it facing sideways. So from the side, you'll see this texture. From head on, you'll see this texture. What we're then going to do for the next layer is we're going to start on this 1st block, and we're going to do the exact same. So we place 2 sideways spruce logs, like this. To the right of that, we place 4 spruce planks. And then we're going to place 2 sideways spruce logs. On top of this, for the 3rd layer of the shield, we're going to place 2 spruce planks, 1 oak plank, 2 spruce, 1 oak, and 2 spruce. And again, I'll just back up so you can see in perspective where it is. So you can see here the spruce lines up with the spruce here, and the spruce on this one is the 2nd layer. The next layer of the shield, again starting on the left side, we're going to place 1 spruce plank, 1 oak plank, 1 spruce plank, 1 grey wool, 1 stone, 1 spruce plank, 1 oak plank, and 1 spruce plank. So that is the 4th layer of the shield. The next layer we're going to place is 2 spruce planks, 1 grey wool, 1 spruce plank, 1 oak log, but make sure this time it's facing upright, like so. We're then going to place 1 stone, and 2 spruce planks. And again, that's what it looks like so far. The next layer we're going to place is 1 spruce plank, 1 oak plank, 1 stone, 1 oak log, again facing upright, 1 acacia plank, 1 light grey wool, 1 oak plank, and 1 spruce plank. And again, that is the 5th, or no, that's the 6th layer of the shield. The 7th layer, we're going to place 1 spruce log, make sure it's facing upright, and again I'll explain that in a second. 1 spruce plank, 1 oak plank, 1 grey wool, 1 light grey wool, 1 oak plank, 1 spruce plank, and 1 spruce log, again facing upright. For the next layer, which is the second to last layer, we're going to start doing what we did before, bringing it in a bit. So we're going to place 2 sideways facing spruce logs. We're then going to place 4 spruce planks, and then 2 sideways facing spruce logs. Now if you want to keep it 100% consistent, you can make these sideways, which actually might look a tad better on reflection. So as you can see, it should currently look like this. Now for the final layer of the shield, what we're going to do, just like before, we're going to leave a 2-block gap, and then place 4 sideways spruce logs, and then you'll have a 2-block gap on this side, and that will give you a circular shield kind of shape and pattern, and that's what we're looking for. So if you have something that looks like this, great, you've done it correctly. What you could also do, if you want to make it mirrored, is just above the spruce logs on each side at the bottom, you could place another spruce log, just so it kind of curves it in a bit more and makes it a bit more symmetrical to the top side. But again, that's up to you. Feel free to do whatever you want. But that is the shield, as you can see, covers up the rear side of the body, makes it look a bit more interesting and a bit more detailed. And that is, yeah, pretty much it for the body. So one last thing we're going to do before we move on to the head is come to the top side. And what we're going to do there is grab ourselves our light blue wool and our cyan wool. Coming over to the left shoulder, so again, on the left side, in between the 2 light blue wool here, we're going to place 2 light blue wool, and same on the right side. So you place 2 light blue wool on each side, and then you're going to fill the remaining area in using cyan wool. Essentially, this is a 16x4 area. It's mainly going to be cyan wool, and it will end up looking like this. This area in the middle isn't 100% important because it will be covered up by the head anyways. But yeah, that's pretty much the body complete. Now, what I am going to do before we move on to the head, just to make sure everyone is at the same point, is I'm going to do a little spin around of the body. I'm going to pause at every specific part, give you guys an opportunity to pause. If you are confident that you've done everything correct to this point in the video, then I'd advise skipping forwards in the video a tiny bit and moving on to the head. But for everyone who just wants to make sure everything's going all to plan, this is a good opportunity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to a specific part of the body. For example, right now, I'm at the front side of the legs. These are 12 tall, 8 wide, so as you see, I'm going to read out the dimensions, and also mention there is 3D effects, which is the orange of the red clay, or the red sandstone, should I say, smooth sandstone, and the acacia planks. So again, that's a 8x2 area for the 3D effects, and overall that's a 12x8 area. Moving on up to the body, again 12x8 with a bunch of 3D effects, including the belt and the strap going across his chest. On the left side, we've got the left arm, which is 12x4, again has 3D effects, which is a 3x1 area on the left side. And on the right side, again 12x4, this time with no 3D effects. Going around to the left side of the leg, and we have a 12x4, again we have a 4x2 3D effect for the boots. Moving on up, we have the underside of the left arm, which is a 4x4. Moving on up again, we have the left side of the arm, which is again a 12x4 and has the little 3D effect here, which is like a circular shape, which goes from the 3rd to the 8th layer, I believe. Okie dokie, so coming around to the right side, we have the right side of the leg, that is a 12x4 again, and of course we have the 2x4 area for the 3D effect. The underside of the right arm, again exact same as the left side, 4x4, just mirrored. And we have the right side of the arm, which is again a 12x4 and has no 3D effects. Coming around to the rear side, we have the rear side of the legs, that is 12x8 with the 3D effect, which is the 8x2 area on the 5th and 6th layers. Of course, that being for the boots. Moving on up again, we have the 12x8 area, which is the back of the body. Of course, it's got the massive shield on it, which takes up most of the area. And on either side of that, we have the left side and the right side arm, which is 12x4. On the right side arm, we have, or I guess the rear side of the left arm, we have, again, a 3x1 3D effect. The final side, which is the top, the shoulders, is a 16 wide by 4 deep area. As you can see, majority cyan wool, and in the left and right corner, a 2x4 of light blue wool. So, hopefully, at this point, you have something that looks like this. Again, if you struggle throughout any of that, then pause the video, go back, see where things haven't gone quite to plan, and if things still aren't working out, then let me know down in the comments below, and I'll try and help you on a more personalised basis. Anyways, with that said, we're now ready to move on to the head, so we're going to start gathering the materials we need. So this is what I'm kind of doing right now. You're going to need white clay, light grey clay, block of quartz, blue wool, light blue wool, spruce planks, oak planks, and oak logs. So these are the main materials you're going to need for now. So, what we're going to do, we're going to come to the front side, of course, go to the front left corner, and we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the 5th block, which should be this block of lapis, we're going to place 1 white clay and bring it 2 forwards. We then go over to the right side and basically mimic this. So we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the 5th block, which is lapis, we're going to place 1 white clay and bring it 2 forwards. Now, this gives us a 2 block overhang. If you do that correctly, there should be a 6 block gap in between. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. As you can see, 6 in between. So that's an 8 by 2 overhang. On the outer layer, we're going to place 2 white clay, 2 light grey clay, and 2 white clay. As you can see, 8 by 2 overhang on the front side. And then we've got the outer layer, which is 3 white, 2 light grey, 3 white. What we're then going to do is come around to the left side, and we're going to expand backwards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and same on the right side 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then just fill in both layers of 6 in between using white clay, and that will give you an 8 by 8 area, an 8 by 8 square, which you can see here, which is the template for the head. So we're going to build up front side, left side, right side, and rear side, and that will give us an 8 by 8 by 8 cube, which is going to be the basic head. So we're going to start off with the front side first, of course, the face. So we've got the first layer already, which is 3 white clay, 2 light grey, 3 white. The second layer is 8 white clay. The third layer is 1 white clay, 1 block of quartz, 1 blue wool, 2 white clay, 1 blue wool, 1 quartz, and 1 white clay. The fourth layer is 1 white clay, 1 block of quartz, 1 light blue wool, 2 white clay, 1 light blue wool, 1 block of quartz, and 1 white clay. The next layer is 1 spruce plank, so this is the 5th layer, 1 oak plank, 1 oak log facing upright, 2 white clay, 1 oak log, 1 spruce plank, and 1 white clay. And this is the 5th layer. For the 6th layer, we're going to place 2 spruce planks, 1 white clay, 1 spruce plank, 2 white clay, and 2 spruce planks. For the 7th and 8th layers, or 7th and 8th layer, we're going to place simply 8 blocks of spruce planks, and once you've done that, it looks something like this. Now, as you can see, it's looking a bit plain, a bit flat. So what we're going to do is add a 3D effect in the form of a fringe. So, of course, this is the basic 8x8 structure. We're going to come to the top left corner, and we're going to place a random block. Let's just place 1 block of quartz. Underneath said block of quartz, we're going to place 1 oak plank, and to the right of it, we're also going to place an oak plank, punch out that block, and again, you have a corner shape like this. So you have an empty gap in the top left corner, and then as a 3D effect, you have 2 oak planks surrounding it. So what we're going to do is from this top oak plank, we're going to go 1 block to the right, again using oak planks. We're then going to place a sideways oak log. We then place 1 spruce plank, a sideways oak log, and 1 oak plank. And again, you should have the 1 block gap in the top right corner. To the right of this oak plank, we're going to place an oak wood log facing again sideways, 1 spruce plank, 1 sideways log, 2 spruce planks, sideways log, and 1 oak plank. So you should currently have something that looks like this. On the left side, underneath the oak plank, we're going to place a spruce plank, and we're going to go to the right one. From this original spruce plank, we're also going to go down 1, so it should look like this. And the final 2 blocks we're going to place is on the right side, underneath this oak plank here, we're going to place 2. So we go down 1 to left 1, and that is our little 3D effect. So essentially, that is the front side of the face. Now it's going to look a lot better when you've got hair at the sides as well, with the 3D effects at the sides and the top. It will make it look a bit more balanced. Right now it just looks a bit bulky around the face, but that is intentional. So again, if you want to pause here and build that and catch up, you're more than welcome. And then we're going to move on to the left side. So the left side, we've got a few blocks to punch out before we start. We come to the bottom left corner, the first 2 blocks of white clay we're going to replace with oak planks. Next to that, we're going to replace it with an upright facing oak log. And to the right of that, we're going to place 2 spruce planks. So it should go 2 oak planks, 1 oak log, 2 spruce planks, and then 3 white clay. On top of this, going from left to right, again we're placing 7 blocks per layer because this is the 8th block right here. We're going to place 1 oak plank, 3 oak logs, and again at this point everything is upright unless I specifically mention it's not, 2 spruce planks, and 1 white clay. And I'm going to get rid of these blocks out of my inventory because the only blocks we're going to need at this point are these 4 right here. The next layer, which is the 3rd layer, we're going to place 1 oak plank, 2 oak logs, 1 white clay, 2 spruce planks, and 1 white clay, and that is the 3rd layer. For the 4th layer, we're going to place 2 oak logs, 1 spruce plank, 2 white clay, 2 spruce planks. The next layer, which is the 5th layer, we're going to place 1 oak log, and then 6 spruce planks. The next layer, which is the 6th layer, we're going to place 2 oak planks, and then 5 spruce planks. On top of this, we're going to place 2 oak planks. We're going to place a sideways facing oak log, and 4 spruce planks. The next layer, which is the final layer, we're going to place 3 oak planks, sorry. I'm in the habit now of saying spruce. A sideways oak log, and 3 spruce planks. And once you've done that, that is an 8x8 square, as you can see. And just like before, we're going to add some 3D effects before we move on. Okie dokie. So again, brief second to pause, catch up if you need to do so, and then we can build this 3D effect. So for the 3D effect, we're going to need our smooth sandstone, birch planks, and also our cyan wool. So just add those to your color palette, and now we can begin. So what we do is we come to the bottom left corner. We're going to come to the 3rd block right here, and we're going to place an oak plank. Again, this is 3D, so we're building it on top. What we're then going to do is to the right of this, we're going to place a spruce plank. On top of the oak plank, we place a cyan wool. On top of the cyan wool, we're going to place an upwards facing oak log. On top of that, we're going to place 2 birch planks, a sideways facing oak log, and 1 oak plank. So this is like the central pillar. From these birch planks here, on the lower one, we're going to go 1 to the left and place a birch plank. On top of that, we're going to place a smooth sandstone, and on top of that, 1 oak plank. From the smooth sandstone right here, we go 1 to the left and place 1 more smooth sandstone. This is the left side of the 3D effect complete. Going back to the spruce plank at the bottom, we're going to build up 2 using oak planks. We're going to place a sideways facing oak log. On top of that, we place 2 spruce planks, a sideways facing oak log, and then 1 oak plank. And that will take you all the way up to the top. Going back down to the bottom, we're going to come to the 2nd block, which is this oak plank. And to the right of it, we're going to place 1 spruce plank. From here, we go up 1 using another spruce plank. We're then going to place 1 oak plank, 2 spruce planks, and then 2 sideways facing oak logs. Going to this oak plank right here, which should be the 3rd block, we're going to go 1 to the right and place a spruce plank. On top of this, we're going to place 1 more. And then we're going to go up 1 using oak plank, spruce plank, oak plank. We then come to the 2nd spruce plank we placed on this layer. Go 1 to the right, again using spruce planks, up twice using oak planks, and that is your 3D effect. So as you can see, it's just a bit, it makes it a bit more bulky, makes his hair a bit more, I guess, fluffy is probably the wrong word. Makes it sound a bit cuter, but a bit more puffy and a bit more interesting, a bit more shaped, should I say. So yeah, that is essentially the left side of the head. Now the right side is slightly different, so I wouldn't advise skipping ahead. So we're going to come around to the right side and going to do it layer by layer. So for the right side, we come to the bottom right corner, and just like before, we're going to start replacing the blocks. So we replace the first 2 with oak planks. We're then going to place an upwards facing oak log, and then 2 spruce planks. Now just like before, we're placing 7 blocks per layer. So we're going to work from the left. We start off by placing on the 2nd layer 1 white clay, 2 spruce planks, 1 oak log, 1 oak plank, 1 oak log, and 1 oak plank. For the next layer, we're going to place 1 white clay, 2 spruce planks, 1 white clay, 2 oak logs, and 1 oak plank. And again, that is the third layer. For the fourth layer, we're going to place 1 white clay, 1 spruce plank, 2 white clay, 1 spruce plank, and 2 oak logs. And that is our fourth layer. For the fifth layer, we place simply 6 blocks of spruce planks and 1 oak log. For the sixth layer, we're going to place 3 spruce planks, a sideways facing oak log, and 3 oak planks. On top of this, we're going to place 4 blocks of spruce planks, a sideways facing oak log, and 2 oak planks. And then for the final layer, we're going to place 2 spruce planks, 2 sideways facing oak logs, and 3 oak planks. And again, once you've done that, will look something like this. Now, just like the other side, of course, we have the 3D effect. The 3D effect is the exact same as the other side, so if you want to copy it over, you're more than welcome to do so. But as you can see, just by having the 3D effect, if you compare the left side to the right side, you can see the left side, the right side is just flat and plain. So that's why we're adding 3D effects. Now, I don't think I mentioned it. The reason why we're doing sideways logs in certain places is because if you did a normal facing log at the top, you'd have something that looks like this. So you want it sideways so that you get every side has the log texture. And the reason why you want to put them like here is because, of course, if you have them upwards facing, it'll be the exact same. But you can see the grain of the wood faces a different way. So if it's connected, you want to make sure it's all facing the exact same way. And the reason we did that as well on the shield is, again, because on the top here of the shield, you can see the log pattern, and you're not really going to be looking at it from the side. Even if you do, it's not going to look as bad as if the whole top is just a different pattern. So that's the reason behind that. Anyways, as I said, we're going to work on the 3D effect for this side now. So we come to the bottom right corner. We're going to leave a 2 block gap, and right in front of this oak log here, we're going to place 1 oak plank. To the left of that, we place 1 spruce plank. Just like before, we're going to do the middle one here. So we're going to go up 1 using 1 cyan wool, 1 oak log, 2 birch planks, a sideways facing oak log, and 1 oak plank. We come to the birch plank, the lower one. We're going to go 1 block to the right, up 1 using 1 smooth sandstone, and up 1 using 1 oak plank. From the smooth sandstone, again, we go 1 block to the right, and this is the right side of the 3D effect complete. Just like before, we then return to the spruce plank right here. We're going to go up twice using oak planks, 1 sideways facing log, 2 spruce planks, 1 sideways facing log, and 1 oak plank. And that'll bring you all the way up to the top. Try not to break the blocks like you just seen me do right there. Okie dokie. What we're then going to do is go back to the bottom, come to the second block, go 1 block to the left, up 1 using spruce planks. We're then going to place in front of this white clay 1 oak plank, 2 spruce, and then 2 sideways facing oak logs. For the next layer, we come to the oak plank right here, so the third block of the layer we just completed. We go 1 block to the left, up 1 using spruce planks, 1 oak plank, 1 spruce plank, 1 oak plank. And for the final layer, we come to the second block, which is the spruce plank. We go 1 block to the left and up twice using our oak planks, and once you've done that, it will look something like this. And again, that is the exact same, as far as I'm aware, as the other side. And again, from the front, you'll now see it looks a bit more balanced. It looks a bit flat on top, but we'll worry about that in a minute. So again, just a recap, this is the front side, we have the left side, and the right side. Okie dokie, so that leaves us with the rear side, and this part isn't really that difficult. So what we're going to do is start off by placing, or should I say replacing, the layer of 6 white clay. We want to keep the first layer, but we want to get rid of the second. For the blocks we've just punched out, we're going to replace it with 1 oak plank, 1 sideways facing oak log, 2 spruce planks, 1 sideways facing oak log, and 1 oak plank. On top of this, we're going to place, and again, one thing I do want to specify, it is an 8x8, left side and right side already done, so we're only placing 6 blocks. The next layer, we're going to place 1 oak plank, 1 sideways facing oak log, 2 spruce planks, sideways facing oak log, and 1 oak plank. The third layer, we're going to place 2 oak planks, 2 sideways facing oak logs, 2 oak planks, and again, that is the third layer. The fourth layer, we're going to place a normal facing oak log, 1 oak plank, 1 cyan wool, We're then going to need a light blue wall, so we place one light blue wall, one oak plank, and one normal facing oak log. For the next layer, we're going to place simply 6 blocks of oak planks, so that is the 5th layer. For the 6th layer, we do the exact same, so 6 blocks of oak planks. For the 7th layer, we're going to place, just like glitched forwards there, 2 oak planks, 2 spruce planks, and 2 oak planks. And then for the 8th and final layer, we're going to place simply 6 spruce planks. Once you've done that, it looks like this, and as you can see, the cyan and the blue kind of represent a ponytail, but that would make no sense as to why a ponytail wouldn't be 3D. So essentially, what we're going to do for the 3D effect, bear in mind that's an 8x8 right now, we're going to come to the bottom left corner, come to the 3rd block, and we're going to place a oak log. This is a bit tricky because you kind of have to place it one above and then go down one. To right of that, we're going to do the exact same. So 2 oak logs facing upright, and to right of that, 2 spruce planks. On top of this, we're going to place, so starting on the left, 1 oak plank, 2 upwards facing oak logs, and 1 spruce plank. And on top of this, we're going to leave 1 block, place 1 oak plank, 1 upwards facing oak log, leave 1 block, and then we're going to bring the cyan and light blue forwards 1. So that gives you the 3D ponytail effect that looks like this. You could bring it down 1, just so it like hangs down, if you get what I mean, like this, for example. Personally, I don't like it like that. It just makes it a bit too like bulky and in your face. So personally, I think it looks better like this. But again, feel free to play around with it and see which design you like best. But anyways, yeah, that is the rear side. So that leaves us with one final side, which is the top. So from a front point of view, it currently looks like this. What we're going to do is go to the rear, where we have a layer of 6 spruce, and in front of this we're going to place 2 layers of 6 oak planks. In front of this we're going to place a layer of 4 oak planks, 1 spruce and 1 oak. And again, I'll keep on like flying upwards so you can see what it looks like. The next layer we're going to place is 3 oak planks, 2 spruce and 1 oak. Second to last layer, we're going to place 1 spruce, 1 oak, and 4 blocks of spruce. And in the final layer, we place simply 6 blocks of spruce. And you'll come out with a pattern that looks something like this. Now, one thing you'll notice, if you look at the head from any angle now, is the top looks extremely flat compared to every other side, because every other side has a 3D effect apart from the top. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to add a 3D effect to the top, and the materials you're going to need for this are the following. You'll need your oak planks, your spruce planks, and then the slab equivalent for each one. So just grab them into your inventory, as you can see, the 4 blocks, and we're going to start at the front side. So we come to the front left corner, this one here. So not this is part of a 3D effect, this block here, so the first spruce plank. We come to the 3rd block, and we're going to place 1 oak wood slab, 2 spruce wood slabs, and 1 oak wood slab. Behind this, so the layer behind, we're going to place 4 spruce planks, and as you can see, we just use the slabs to kind of make it a bit more of a smooth transition. If you didn't have the slabs and you had it looking like this, you would see from the front it looks extremely bulky. So the slabs are just there to make it smoother and a bit more nicer to look at. So on the left side of this row of planks here, we're going to place 1 spruce slab, and on the right, exact same. Behind this, so starting off behind the slab, we're going to place 1 spruce plank, 1 oak plank, 3 spruce planks, and 4 spruce planks. I was about to say 3 spruce and 1 slab, but it's 4 spruce planks. The next layer, starting off behind the spruce plank here, we're going to place 3 oak planks, 2 spruce, and 1 oak. The next layer, we're going to place 4 oak, 1 spruce, 1 oak. The next layer, we're going to place 1 oak slab, 4 oak planks, 1 oak slab, and then behind this we're going to leave 1 block, place 4 slabs, and then leave 1 block, and it will give you something that looks like this. Now I appreciate it's really difficult to see because it's like you're building wood on top of wood, but hopefully from the side angles you can see the oak planks meet up with the oak logs and general stuff like this. Now what I can do is, if worse comes to worse, when I'm editing it, I'll put a picture with a different background so you can just see the variation between that and the actual rest of the build. But apart from that, I'm just going to try and give you as many different angles as possible. But anyways, hopefully you have something that looks like this. That makes the head look a lot more interesting from the front, and the sides makes it look a lot more balanced and less flat. As you can see, if I zoom out, you'll see, there we go. So, essentially, that is our Link statue. Now, of course, you could go ahead and add a sword and a bow. That would make a lot of sense. Personally, I didn't want to add this in the tutorial because I knew this tutorial would take forever as it is. It's probably around well over the hour mark. So, if you want a tutorial for that, let me know. I'll see what I can do. Apart from that, again, let me know if you want to see any more Zelda characters, any more Nintendo-themed characters. I wanted to do a bunch of Mario stuff. But of course it's only if you guys are interested in it. So let me know down in the comments below, that would be very much appreciated. Again, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you sticking around for the whole video if you did. If you did, a like would very much be appreciated, and maybe even a share if you're feeling generous. If you haven't already, definitely consider subscribing and clicking the bell notification so that you actually get notified whenever I upload, because YouTube is a tad peculiar right now in the way that it actually notifies subscribers, so that'd be cool as well. But apart from that, before my voice dies, as always, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, my name has been Tomagumi, and goodbye.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light